What's up, my dudes? This is Mounts and Fairy Tales, and these are the news. These are the news of the week. I mean, we got a new patch. Um, we got the 0.2.0H patch, and we're just gonna dive into it, my dudes. This is the 0.2.0H patch summary. So, we discussed our plans for 0.2.0H last week, but wanted to give a more complete breakdown of what you can expect in this update. Alright, let's have a look. Private leagues. We plan to enable private leagues when 0.2.0H releases using the Path of Exile 1 website for now. There will be no extra mods available for these private leagues, but we will be expanding the functionality of them soon. Okay? We wanted to get the ability to create private leagues released sooner rather than later for those that want to start over in a fresh economy by themselves or with their friends. Okay, so the new private leagues that are released now in the 0.2.0H patch will not have the same customizability at the moment. I mean, it's gonna come soon, but it's not gonna be there right now as of the release of this patch. But you can create your own private league if you want, just to get like a fresh start. Moving on to the next topic here, quick use currency buttons on strongboxes and essences. We have added quick use buttons that appear below the labels of strongboxes and essences. For strongboxes, the currency displayed is dynamic based on the state of the strongbox and is only displayed if that currency is in your inventory. As an example, if the strongbox is unidentified, it will only display a wisdom scroll. Aha, okay. If it's normal rarity, it will display an orb of transmutation. If it has one magic modifier, it will display an orb of augmentation. It will also be able to have buttons for orbs of alchemy, exalted orbs, and regal orbs. We have intentionally not included currency like divine orbs, as that would be a mistake to use. So what would happen if you hit a strongbox with a divine? Essences have also received the same change, but with Val orbs for corrupting them into the corrupted essences. Okay. So, excuse me. So now this pretty much means that when you encounter a strongbox out in a map or out in a waystone, you will actually see, if it's identified, you will see what you're actually able to hit it with, currency-wise, to upgrade it. So that's interesting. Also, it's really interesting with the essences. I think that's really interesting, like corrupted essences. That's not something I have been like diving deep into, so that's going to be super interesting to see actually. Very nice, very nice. So I'm going to be trying to slam a today. I'm going to be trying to be slamming some essences with some Val orbs just to see. Super interesting. Okay, moving on, my dudes, to the breach improvements. Breach had significant issues with spawning monsters in a very narrow or tight area. It was expected to be worse in those areas because you can only fit so many monsters in a given space. This made breach encounters worse than we wanted and resulted in a very boring experience where you felt you failed even though there was little you could do about it. We made a change to how monsters spawn in breaches to be more reliable. This drastically raises the minimum experience of a breach encounter. Okay. Additionally, we have changed the minimum time of a breach, assuming no monsters are killed, to 20 seconds from 12 seconds. We have also made the time extension granted by killing monsters account for monster power. This means if you kill magic or rare enemies during the breach, it will extend the time more than killing normal monsters. Previously, we spoke about dropping fewer stacks of splinters in larger quantities, but instead we are making a more drastic improvement. We will now vacuum all the breach splinters dropped during a breach encounter and drop them at your location when the breach concludes. If you are in a party, it will drop multiple stacks that are randomly allocated. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting to have a look at the breach improvements. Asmerian Wisp improvements. Asmerian Wisps have received 2 changes. The first is that when you activate a second Wisp while pursuing one already, that Wisp will now always target the same rare monster as the one you were already chasing. This was uncommon during the campaign and mostly presented itself in endgame, especially with Atlas Tree investment, but when it did happen, you would lose one of those wisps commonly, which felt purely negative. The other change is that the Spirit of the Spring Hare and Spirit of the Fox were far too rare. We made these 3 times more common. They can create some pretty hectic and rewarding outcomes, and we wanted to give more opportunities to encounter these and their rewards. Interesting, really interesting. Yeah, I really felt like they had to do something with the wisps, to be honest. Like, it's a cool mechanic, but it kind of like just needs some improvement, so it's gonna be interesting to see. Moving on to the next point here, my dudes. Rogue Exile visibility improvements. Rogue Exiles had one main issue. Often, you would be clearing through a map and all of a sudden have a large life bar on the top of your screen with no connection to a boss or monster. This was because the Rogue Exiles had a very large aggro range. We have reduced this aggro range so they are far more commonly on screen before it appears. That way you see them before the life bar presents itself. If you were to hit them off screen using your projectiles or other skills, they will still aggro immediately though. I mean, that's fair. The second issue is that even when you did find one and they were on screen, you could barely see them, especially in darker maps. In order to alleviate this, we have both added minimap icons to them. Once they've so you will see them on the map once they are engaged in combat. And we made the light on them far brighter to help them stand out and be more obvious when surrounded by other enemies. Interesting and most likely a really good change. Moving on, my dudes, to the next topic here, further item drop improvements. We did a major patch to update overall loot drops, but there are still some outliers we are working on improving. In 0.2.0h, we are going to be making perfect jeweler's orbs and level 20 uncut skill and spirit gems significantly more common. These will still be relatively rare, but it was often the case people would get very far into their endgame and character progression before even finding one. Yeah, so this is a good change, hopefully. Like hopefully this is going to be like a notable change. Okay, so sorry guys, moving on to the next topic here. Item labels additions to important items. So for those not using custom item filters, and where in endgame you might have observed some more important items not being obvious enough. We have added outlines to the labels for precursor tablets, expedition logbooks, and expedition chests to help them stand out when you have many other items on the ground around them. Nice. Yeah, that's a good one. Moving on to the shrine improvements. We have made a few changes to shrines. Okay, my dudes. Let's check them out. Firstly, we've disabled the Greed Shrine and the Corrupting Shrine. These were just bad, and often you right-clicked off the buff because converting good items into gold or corrupting equipment is rarely beneficial. On top of that, we made some of the rarer shrines, such as the Diamond Shrine and Divine Shrine, appear far more often. And we've extended the duration of almost all the shrines. Some of the shrines will now last 90 seconds from 45 seconds, and some 60 seconds from 45 seconds. Yeah, so that's gonna feel good, I think. Just like in general, have like the shrine effects last longer. W. Okay, moving on, my dudes, to the next topic here. New stash tabs. We are adding the ritual stash tab, which will be able to store your omens and audience with the king fragments. We are also adding the socketable stash tab, which will hold all your runes, talismans, and soul cores. This tab comes with a button that allows you to upgrade your runes from one tier to the next, instead of having to use the reforging bench. My dudes, I did not even know that you could actually upgrade your runes. You can actually reforge them? Oh my god, I didn't know. I guess now I do. These will be for sale in the microtransaction store shortly after the patch is deployed. Okay, so these two new stash tabs, the ritual stash tab and the socketable stash tab, they will be available in the store. Okay. I guess they already are, right? Since the patch is live. Okay, so other miscellaneous improvements. Here is a quick fire list of other changes we are also making for this patch. So, we have updated the visibility of the corridor skill for the Arbiter of Ash to be far more clear very quickly. We have added bindable actions for being able to quickly allocate strength, dexterity, or intelligence on your passive tree. You can bind these to keys and then hold those keys down while selecting attribute nodes to quickly allocate them to your desired attribute. Okay, so I think this is a good change actually. We've added a new batch of submissions to the Twilight Reliquary key. Thank you for your support. We will be allowing charms to go into the flask stash or any stash with a flask affinity set. We are adding a quick travel button for town on the right hand side of the waypoint screen. Okay, I don't know if I understand this. A quick travel button for town on the right hand side of the waypoint screen? Okay, so I guess that's like if you are clicking a waypoint, you can actually like quickly travel to town, I guess, like faster. Okay. So we are adding the shortcut for control right click to bulk move currency items of the same type between inventories. Okay. This is commonly mostly done when doing larger trades of currency using the currency exchange. Aha, yeah, I see. We are adding a filter property to be able to filter unidentified items by their item tier. Okay. We have fixed 15 separate client or instant crashes. Estimated deployment timeline. We are hoping to deploy this by the end of the week. We have many more changes and improvements to make, and we will immediately start on our next update, bringing even more improvements to gameplay and quality of life. Okay, my dudes. Yeah. Yeah, so this is these are some serious changes that has been done here, my dudes, and I really hope that these are really hope that these are gonna be good. Really hope these are gonna be good. So we're gonna take a quick look at the next post here as well. Since we missed a couple of these news posts this week, we're just gonna scoop them up like the new. Yeah, we're just gonna vacuum them up like the new breach mechanic. Okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna move on to this next post here, my dudes, which is addressing the new private leagues and new stash tabs. So we have just released the 0.0H patch for Path of Exile 2. Alongside quality of life features and small improvements to content, it also contains new stash tabs and introduces private leagues. Yeah. So we have the 2 new stash tabs here and a short little video explanation of each of them. So we're just gonna check them out. Let's start with the ritual one.
The ritual stash tab can hold all of your omens and audiences with the king. An omen or audience from your inventory will be automatically stashed into the correct tab by control clicking it or with the stash button on gamepad. Enable the ritual affinity in the tab options to ensure that omens and audiences are always sent to this stash tab, even if you have other stash tabs open. The ritual stash tab also has all the other features of a premium stash tab.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so the ritual stash tab, I guess, is I mean it's pretty much working like similar to like other stash tabs, right? But it's really nice that you have this opportunity to actually make these stash or actually just like fastly or like super fast. Yeah, just like throw specific these specific items. So in the ritual, obviously, it's going to be like the omens and the audience. Just like super fast go into its own tab, not having to like do all this sorting and stuff that we have been doing up until this point. Let's move on to the socketable ones.
The socketable stash tab can hold all of your items that can be placed into sockets, like runes and soul cores. There is an upgrade button that allows you to upgrade individual rune types to the next tier, in a similar way to how you would at the reforging bench.
Interesting.
A socketable item from your inventory will be automatically stashed into the correct tab by control clicking it or with the stash button on gamepad. Enable the socketable affinity in the tab options to ensure that socketable items are always sent to this stash tab, even if you have other stash tabs open. The socketable stash tab also has all the other features of a premium stash tab.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can mark this for like sales. Mark this for like sales and yeah, just like you would a premium tab, right? Okay, interesting. So introducing private leagues. Yeah, so this is the same kind of information. Excuse me. This is the same information pretty much as excuse me. This is the same information pretty much as yeah, we've already read. So you're going to be able to make your own private league if you want to, yeah, start fresh for yourself, or if you want to create a league for your friends. Okay, so there is a small little video here explaining this, I think. I mean, there is no sound on this, but we're just gonna have a look. Yeah, so you can create your private league in yeah, pretty much you have to do it in the same way as you would do in Path of Exile 1. Okay, so here it says, yeah, how to create a private league. To create your own private league, head to this link. Okay, yeah, so you can't see this. I mean, yeah. So this link will take you to like the Path of Exile 1 version, and you can just click the drop down button and choose Path of Exile 2 instead. Make sure to select PoE2 from the drop down menu. Once you click the create button, you will be able to select your league name, league type, duration, and player capacity. You will have the option to pay for the league yourself or select crowd fund. Okay, interesting. So, are all the private leagues going to be available on, or are private leagues going to be available on all platforms? Yes, you are able to create private leagues on PC and consoles. Okay, how to crowdfund your private league? Once you created your private league, you can invite people to crowdfund by entering their account name, or you can send them the link to your page and they can request an invite. Once your league has been created, players can find it in the list of currently running events on the character selection screen. Okay, interesting. Does the whole league migrate at once, or can players opt to migrate out at any time? Okay, so players can migrate out at any time using functionality identical to the existing SSF leagues. Private leagues never forcibly migrate everyone at once. If the league runs out of time, then characters can't access it until more days are purchased. Okay. If everyone decides that it's over and no one wants to extend it, then players can migrate characters out when they are ready. Okay. How will the trade website handle the private leagues? While you are logged into your Path of Exile account, you will be able to search in private leagues that you are currently a member of. Okay, so it's gonna work like a regular league. How does the crowdfunding aspect work? If I create a league, will I have to collect people's names and donations? If you crowdfund a league or an extension of duration or players, then anyone invited to that league can contribute points, okay? Contribute points to the total. If everyone chips in a few points, it should be easy to reach that goal. There is no need to manually manage individual donations, okay? You can invite people up to the capacity you are currently crowdfunding for. All right. Will there be ladders? Yes. You can access the ladder for a private league from its web page. Okay. What can league owners and officers do? The league owner can invite players and set up new crowd funds to increase the player capacity and duration of the league. They can also promote players to officers. Officers can also invite players. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we got these new updates here, my dudes, to the stash tabs and the new league or the new private league systems. Interesting. Let's wrap up this week's news, my dudes. Let's wrap it up with this community showcase right here. So, what is this? We love seeing fan art from our community, so we gathered up a bunch of Path of Exile 2 inspired art pieces created by artistic exiles to share with you. Okay. Just in time. Soul Core Envy. Funny. The Hooded One cosplay. Ooh. Nice. I mean, GG, this dude. This is cool. Crowbell. Ah. Oh, wow. Really good. Oh, and the crab. Crustacean character portraits. Okay, there is more than one here. Oops. Ooh, that's really cool. GG. Nice. The hooded one. Another hooded one. Yeah, I mean the hooded one is I mean such an instant classic, right? Nice. Okay, my dudes. So that was the community artwork, and that's also gonna conclude this little news update here, my dudes. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm just gonna say this is Mounts and Fairy Tales. I'm streaming on Twitch as often as I possibly can, and also I'm uploading these little news posts and also my streams in its entirety, um, full format, also on my YouTube channel, Mounts and Fairy Tales, if you want to come hang out and check out these earlier streams and videos that I'm doing. But with that, I'm just gonna say, this is Mounts and Fairy Tales. I'm deep diving into Path of Exile 2. I'm me, and you are you. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for liking and commenting. I will see you in the next one, my dudes. Thank you for watching.